So you're feeling like, man, I'm not trying to start that new habit. I have a little bit of time, maybe I watch a little bit too much Netflix. I could make a little bit of time here. I could make myself a little bit better there, but you know, it's gonna be tough to start that habit. Listen up. I'm here to talk to you today about why it's tough to start the habit. You're absolutely right. It's really tough. And most of us won't ever start the habit because of how tough it is. It's going to take a heck of a lot of inspiration, surrounding ourselves with the right people. But let's talk about why once you get the habit going and you start to build some ground behind you, it becomes easy and fun. Okay, so uh, the hardest part is getting started, but let's talk about why it's easy once you get the ball rolling. And I'm just going to talk to you guys from my perspective with running, yoga, going back to school, these kinds of things. So whatever it is for you, let's say you're starting with, let's say you're starting out running. It's really tough in the beginning to get going. Obviously, you got to take it really slowly. You got to make sure you warm up. You got to make sure you don't get injured. So it's obviously really tough in the beginning. But then once you turn it into a habit, then things just get easier. And let's talk about why they get easier. First of all, your legs get stronger. Your heart gets stronger. The lungs get stronger. So it's going to get it's going to get easier physically, but it's also going to get easier mentally because it's hard in the beginning to start mentally because those neurons haven't ever fired that way. So you have chemical signals from your brain that send to your muscles to let you know to do this activity. If they've never fired that way, if you've never ran before, they've never fired that way. They've never had to, after work, put shoes on and get changed. These are all new routines, so it's difficult. You really have to work through it. None of it is routine. But the more times that you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, it becomes automatic because neurons that fire together wire together. So think of it like that. So the more you do something, the more automatic it becomes. And think of the neurons. They get put together in a circuit, and now you created this running circuit of neurons, and it can just fire that much easier. Think about a boxer who, when you're in the ring, you have a split second. I don't box, but I'm guessing it's pretty automatic. You're not really thinking about what you're doing. It's all automatic because they've practiced so much that those circuits they can just go automatically. And then it becomes fun. Once you get to that point, the legs are stronger, the heart is stronger, your aerobic capacity's way greater. Then it becomes fun because then now that you've built a habit, let's say over a week, over a month, whatever time period, you can look back and just look at like, oh man, look at what I've built. I want to keep this going, right? So you have to start somewhere. You have to build something. It's all anyone who's ever built anything typically started with nothing, and they just gain momentum. I just got out of the shower. I'm not sweating. Uh, if so once you have something that you can look at what you've built. Even if it's just like a running log, even if you're just tracking your runs, or even if it's you're not tracking anything. Like for me doing yoga and stretching, I can just think about how good I felt in the past because I did this activity. And another thing about doing the activity is that it's harder before doing the activity because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how good you're going to feel after until you've done something repetitively, and then your brain knows, okay, I can connect that with yoga. I can connect this feeling of good with pushing through this yoga session. Okay, so your brain starts to understand how good you can feel after a yoga session. So it'll develop more dopamine dopamine motivates you to do things. The thought of yoga will will bring on more dopamine for you to complete the activity. So that's why it's easier once you've done it so many times. You can develop that. You can bring that motivation up when just thinking about something that made you feel good in the past. So I'm going to end the video there. Just wanted to get that out to you guys to just start, man. That's the hardest part. And then it should become fun. If it doesn't become easier and fun, maybe look for a new habit, a new routine. You know, whatever you want to do. If you want to start a side hustle, you know, like look at me here. I'm on YouTube. Like, you know, and then so start with one thing, and then it'll just turn into a bunch of different avenues, so to speak. So, you know, for me, like I went back to school, got developed good study habits. I'm into physical therapy school, so I start physical therapy school in May for running. Like I'm running the Boston Marathon in April this year. So you know, and I did have a soccer background, so I did start running there. But yoga, I just been consistent, and then you guys can reap the rewards of the compound effect of just doing a little bit each day. So I'll definitely make some follow-ups to this video, but the main general message I wanted to get out there is once you get started and once you develop a routine, you build something. You build something that you start to be proud of and build upon. So build something. That's the hardest part. Just build something little so that you can just keep building on top of it. A little bit. You gotta lay the foundation, right? That's the hardest part. The hardest part is flipping the switch to I don't have to watch this Netflix. I don't have to waste time over here, waste time with these people. I can do what is going to develop more confidence for me. It's going to develop not only more confidence, but it's going to develop you as a person as a whole, and help other people out. And then you can start to give back to other people, which is what I'm trying to do here, because I know that this message, which I kind of had to find out on my own, and as I'm looking back, you know, would have helped me. So I want to help you guys if you're thinking about starting a new routine or don't know if it's worth it or not. Just get past that initial starting ground to where you're just building something small so that you can build upon it. And then once you build one thing, then you can build another thing and another thing. Next thing you know, you got this whole pyramid that is you. All right, you got this strong foundation, and then you got the strong foundation of your habits. You at the top. All right. All right, guys. I'll get out of here. You take care. I appreciate you watching.